It's 9:33. Wow, I just made it in. It was a ride, but we made it. Yay! So coming in, this is my little spot. My little lounge area porch. There are people outside currently in front of the pool, but you can kind of see them right there. But yeah, you can see directly out to the pool. Here's my little situation. I love the table. Very simple. Um, There's my bed with my towels. I knew I wasn't gonna want to sleep when I got here, but I do want to sleep because my body needs it. But I'm gonna go outside and sit by the pool, take a little bit of time, decompress, and then I'll do a bigger update. All right, hi there. I am clean and refreshed, almost ready to go to bed. Today was my travel day. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'm in Costa Rica. Ooh, I'm supposed to be doing vlogs and I've never done a vlog before. So I'm gonna just start talking and hopefully edit this appropriately later on. So I work, and because I'm me, on my travel day, what is today, Wednesday, I decided that I would still be working, and then I would take my time off for my birthday, starting on my birthday while I'm in Costa Rica. So, you know, I planned out everything. On another time we had off during week of rest, I took that time since I had already decided I was going to be traveling and visiting different spas and doing these different things, that I would take that time and use it to plan the most urgent one, which was my birthday. Right around the corner. I think I gave myself like 2 weeks. I had started planning before, but I didn't really start booking stuff until then. So, yeah, it was like 2 weeks, which is not the most advisable, but I had faith. During that week of rest, I started booking all my things. I came to Costa Rica because I wanted to go to El Tapacon. It is a spa here that everybody knows about, apparently, and has some really good reviews, and it's on my list. It's on my list of spas that I wanted to visit during this tour. So I knew that it was expensive and that I was not going to be staying there at night, even though at one point I thought about it. Ooh, I thought about it hard, and I was like, how can I make up this money right quick? Um, I decided against it. I'm doing a day pass because I came here to do that. So I'm still definitely going, still want to go. It's still on my list. And if I can do a day pass, like, it's, you know, financially responsible, it's within budget, and I can still get the experience, like an all day experience. So great. I went ahead and did that. I booked my day pass, I booked my flights, all in that week. And then I started booking my shuttles and looked at some other things that I figured I could just book when I get here, like a rainforest massage and my massage that I'm going to do at El Tabacon, and just different things. A snorkeling tour, like different things that are just going to be available to book while I'm here. So I'll be spending time maybe tonight, but most likely tomorrow to be doing that. So, all that to say, I booked everything. I looked at my schedules. I knew what I was going to be doing. I looked at all the details in a list on my schedule. I knew that on Wednesday I was doing this thing at 2 o'clock. Okay? Or at least the meeting would start at 2. And I also knew that the shuttle that leaves from the airport that will be bringing me to my first hotel left at 2. So I'm like, great. I'm not closing the meeting. I'm just closing out a particular section. I'll be at the top and then like somewhere closer to the end, but I'll just be able to, leave the airport and everything will fall in line. I'm leaving early in the morning. I'm doing work on the plane. I get a whole work day in before some people are even starting their work day. Then I would get there, sit in the airport, do this particular meeting, leave the meeting early, catch my shuttle, and everything was just falling into line. Perfect timing, great, love it. Because I was double checking, double referencing my calendars. Like on my phone, I have all of my calendars. So I have Osatyam's calendar, I have my work calendar, and then I have my personal calendar. Everything's on it so I can see everything. So I was like, this is great, works out. Well, this is how the day actually went. Come Tuesday, I still have not finished packing. I get off work, I go to 3 different stores to find a rash guard in a landlocked city. So, finally found one. Yay, great. We're doing good. I got a little cute little cover up, which I probably had one of those at the house too, but here we are with a new one. Everything is running smoothly, and then I get home, and I am the kind of person who, when I buy things, I wash them before I wear them. I am also a person who doesn't have a dryer. So as soon as I get home, I start washing everything so everything can like lay out to dry. Before I know it, it's 2 o'clock. Then it's 3. My intention earlier in the day was to go to sleep at 9 p.m. Why? Because my flight was at 7 a.m., which means I should be at the airport at 5 a.m. So if I go to sleep at 9, I get my sleep. I get a suggested amount of sleep. And also making sure I give myself time to do stuff and like time to do my digital things and like get my devices in order and figure out which devices I'm taking and what I'm not taking and get everything packed and go over my checklist for my packing checklist. Before I know it, it's 3 o'clock. At 3, I'm not going to sleep. If I go to sleep and I have less than 2 hours, I'm not waking up on time. So by 2 and 3 o'clock, I'm not even risking it to go to sleep and then miss my flight. But aside from all of that, I'm not even done packing. I'm not even done packing at 3. So all my stuff is laid out. I'm like categorizing things by day, what's going to go in my suitcase first, like what goes at the bottom. And by suitcase, I mean a rolling bag because, bam, I'm not doing check baggage. I got this that is on wheels, so I can just wheel it through the airport and through everywhere I'm going because this has been it's been a long trip. 5 o'clock comes around, still not ready. I get to the airport, I'm looking at the time, I get in the line, and I'm like, oh, whew, am I gonna make it? It's 6. I'm in the security line. My flight starts boarding in 23 minutes, or like 26 minutes or something like that. So I'm like, all right, this is doable. Like I'm moving quickly until we get to a certain point, and then we're all just kind of standing there. And I was like, are you playing with me? Like, is this on purpose? Because we were just moving. And then I went to the one line that was just literally standing there until one guy was like, y'all can go to that one because we don't know what's going on. So anyway, I get through security. I have about 10 minutes at this point to get to my gate. And of course, I go right when I should have gone left. After I go right, I go up a whole entire 2 sets of escalators. And I had paused to like ask the lady, I was like, wait. And she's like, everything goes to the same place. And I was like, okay. And she was right for that side. Anyway, 2 flights of escalators. Came back down when I realized, like, for real, that was wrong. So then came back to my starting point, went the right way, left instead of right. I'm like walking, I am speed walking it, but with a rolling bag and not that extra weight. Got all my steps before like 8 a.m. Um, but yeah, I made it to my gate. Yay, I made it. I think even with 4 or 5 minutes to spare before they started boarding. So, yay, that worked out. Everything is fine. I get on my flight. Everything is smooth. I'm like, at this point, I didn't even go to sleep. So, it's Wednesday morning. It's 7 a.m. And the last time I slept was Monday night. So my first flight was going to be 1 hour. I was like, great, that'll give me like, that'll, my body can register that as a nap maybe. I'll sleep for that 1 hour. I'll get off, I'll switch flights. Um, and then for my next flight is when I can do all of the prep work for the meeting, because a lot of that stuff I hadn't gotten done either. We land in Miami, and then I get my notification that the next flight. First, I just saw flight delayed, so I'm like, oh no, am I gonna miss? Like, are we delayed? Am I going to miss my my connecting flight? Because before we took off, that man kept saying, all right, just want to let everybody know. He came on like 2, 3 different times. We're not going to be spending all this time in the aisles. We want everyone to make their connecting flights. Just to be clear, everyone on this flight has connecting flight, and we want to get moving, get out of the aisles. And he said it like that too. We land, and I'm thinking about the way that he was speaking, and I'm like, oh shit, I think that I don't want to miss my connecting flight. Are we late? No. The second flight was delayed. That's a good sign. Um, I gotta back up because there's something I didn't tell y'all. So this is a good sign because that means that, yay, at least I'll be in the correct country. I'm double checking that I'm still good for my shuttle when I get here. All right, here's where we talk about the shuttle. On Monday, was it Monday? Yeah, on Monday, like 50 hours before my reserved shuttle, I was like, oh my goodness. I've been reading that you need a certain amount of time after you land to get through customs to be able to catch a shuttle. I get here at 1:30 and the shuttle leaves at 2. I'm not going to make it. I have to cancel it. I find the email. It says, if you cancel within 48 hours, you will not get a full refund, but you will get most of it. You'll just get like a service fee. So I'm like, $15. Cool. Let me cancel this. I did that at night before I went to sleep, and did I schedule it? No, I didn't even schedule it. Um, I think I just sent it out. And I got the email back and intended to check it at a certain time so it would still all be like all correspondence would happen before 48 hours. And I didn't. So, like, at some point in the day, it was like 3 o'clock. I was like, oh no, it's too late. And I checked the email, and the email was like, hey, because you requested a cancellation before 48 hours, we're going to do the refund and keep the service fee. So I'm like, great. I canceled my booking, but now I'm nervous because now I have one day to figure out how I'm going to get from the airport all the way down to Puerto Viejo. Now, there's always private shuttles, there's always like private drivers. Those cost a lot, but it's available. So it's a thing. I was stressed about the money, but I wasn't really stressed about the availability. I wasn't concerned about being stranded somewhere. So I'm like, oh, this is just one more thing I have to do. Later on, while I'm talking to my sister, this is on Tuesday, right? I'm looking at everything. I'm getting ready to book my much more expensive private shuttle to my hotel from the airport. I realize that I didn't need to cancel my original booking. When I was looking at the times, I was landing at 1:30, my regular time, my home time, which is 2 hours behind. So I'm like, I arrive at 11:30 in the morning and my shuttle picks me up at 2. I booked all of these things and piecemealed this together while I was off, clear mind, rested. I knew what I was doing. I did it right the first time. But my hectic brain in the moment was like, oh no, actually canceled. Luckily, they still had that same one available. Not luckily, I just gave them an extra $15 just to play around. So it was just bittersweet. I was like, oh my God, yes, I don't have to pay, 100 plus for a private shuttle. I can just book the one I already had. And of course, the bitter part is like, I canceled the one I already had. I didn't even have to do that. So, yay. Everything's back in place. Everything is still smooth. So, fast forward to landing and hearing that my next flight is delayed. I'm like, oh, guess what? We're still good on time because, I mean, we gave it 2.5 hours, maybe 3. If I'm thinking about the times correctly, I think we gave it 2.5 hours. So I'm like, okay, if it's 1.5, we're still doing great. I can get to the airport. I have enough time to sit, take my meeting. But this is where things got a little tricky because now I'm arriving an hour later. Originally, the plan was to take the meeting at the airport. I can be leisure. I can leave early. I can go catch my shuttle. Well, now that I'm arriving an hour later, that means that I'm getting to the meeting what I thought was going to be 30 minutes later, but actually ended up being almost an hour later, too. Which means I'm frazzled and I'm like wanting to show up for the meeting. I'm wanting to make sure that I can get to my pickup location for the shuttle effortlessly. I want to make sure that, I have time to do everything. I walked by currency exchange. I was like, oh, yeah, let me do that too. So I hop on the call immediately after I get through customs. That wasn't a great idea. I'm doing the meeting. It finally gets to me. I'm trying to listen, and I'm like, oh, they're far away enough for me to go do currency exchange. Let me go do that. I checked like Uber, and it was just like, oh, okay. There's gonna be people out here everywhere. 2 minutes, great. Um, and Denny's is like not far, so this is fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's like maybe a 10-minute thing. They say that they want you to be there again, in my mind, 15 minutes before. We might leave 15 minutes later. We will wait for you for 15 minutes. Turns out I read that wrong. It was 5. So I I figure that I have time. Everything's fine. I'll actually be there on time, maybe even early if we just get to the meet, if we just get to my part. We finally get to, like, I'm looking at the clock and it's just like, oh, we're coming up on time. Actually, I need to start moving because there was no lounge. I'm used to Atlanta airport. There's like mini lounge areas. There's, you can chill at the restaurants. There's nowhere to sit and like take a meeting. So I'm sitting at baggage claim. I got my bags, but I'm sitting at baggage claim trying to wait for like my part so I can do my part and then start moving. Well, when it's time to start moving is when we finally get to me. So I'm on and off the mic. This is something that my coworker was doing with me. So we were tag teaming it anyway, but it was a little because I was on and off. Now I I've called my Uber. Before I call the Uber, I go to the exit to make sure like I'm going in the right direction. I go out there. I'm like on the call, like, yes, so this is what we're gonna talk about today. Sends bag through the x-ray before I can like leave the airport to enter the country. And this is what we did last time. I just want to give everybody a grounding on where we're at. Do you need a taxi? Do you need a taxi? No, thank you. No, thank you. In the middle of my call. And I pull off to the side, finish my little thing, send the request for my Uber because I'm like, I'm through it all now. Now I just got to go outside and catch it. I didn't have to go outside and catch it. I had to go outside. My Uber was there real quick. And I was like, great. I don't see you though. She's like, B. I'm like, yes. I see a B somewhere. It's across the parking lot. So I'm thinking it kind of, I don't know. Like I'm thinking about Atlanta airport. Like you have to go all the, Atlanta airport. The ride share pickup is not a cute situation. All that walking, this is why I got a rolling bag. But this, everyone wants me to ride their taxi, right? Like everyone wants that money. So everybody's asking me, nobody's giving me right information. Most people speak broken English, if any English at all. And so I'm like, B, gate B. People don't know. I asked the security guy, where is gate B? And he couldn't tell me where gate B was. He pointed me down the street. I'm like, I'm not going down there. That's leaving the airport. What do you want me to walk with all these bags to? No. His one of the people told me the pickup location, because the shuttles aren't allowed to pick up at the airport, the pickup location was actually close, like it's walkable. But the guy told me it's a 10-minute walk, and I'm like, yeah. But one, I'm already late at this point. Because my first Uber canceled on me because I couldn't find her. She couldn't find me. I told her what I had on. I'm like, I'm right here. Why don't you see me? It was because I was in the wrong spot, but I didn't know that yet. There's a cricket in here. Yeah, that's a cricket. And so everybody, taxi, no. I've had conversations with like 2 different people. Then one guy finally, I was like, one guy pointed to me. There was like people up a ramp. One guy pointed to me and he was like, it's over there. I was like, okay, thank you. I don't know how to get over there. So I just cross over like at the Atlanta airport into like the parking garage area till I get to the B side. And I still don't see this lady. I don't see the second Uber that I've called at this point. This person says they're here. He canceled on me too. And then I went back and I asked another guy. I was like, I already called my Uber. I'm going to this place. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. So he pointed me over there. And he's like, he was speaking very clearly, very slow, and he was just very helpful. Like he actually was trying to help and not trying to just get me to ride with him. And he was like, for Uber, this is where you're supposed to go. You see this? Go over there, do this thing. You cross, you do the thing. So I was like, okay, I crossed again. And I'm like, okay, but how do I go up? I don't know if it was because of just being in a new place and being frazzled, but I go over there again because I was just over there. in the parking area. And I'm like, where do I go up? I don't see any steps. I don't see an elevator. Like, how do I get up there? Because he was the first guy who told me it's actually upstairs. B is up a level. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's so helpful. Nobody said that. Actually, the second Uber who canceled on me did tell me you would be upstairs. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And then he left. Which, do what you got to do. At least he gave me some information. So I go over there. I'm just walking around like, but how do I go up? And I start looking at like where they cross over, trying to figure out directionally, like, how can I go up there? So I'm realizing I'm standing at one of the pillars already. I don't have to walk to another one. So I start circling it. And then I see once I turn the circle, it's a small ramp. It's like a ramp up, and it's like a winding staircase. Ramp this way, ramp this way, ramp this way. It's like a zigzag. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, finally, I found how to go up. I take my rolling bag and I'm rolling and I'm running. Oh, I'm getting out of breath. Like, I'm getting cramps because I've been already doing the most the whole time I'm here. Just like running through, trying to figure out where everybody is, running down to the edge, running back up, like, hey, it's me. Can you see me? Oh, that's you. Oh, no, it's not. I finally get to where I'm supposed to be. I see B, and I'm like, oh my God, I made it. I'm up. I see B. Now let me order my Uber. At this point, I'm like, I was closing out during all of this, I'm closing out the call. And then my coworkers are like closing out the call and they're like, Crystal, are you good? I wonder how Crystal's doing. And I'm like, I'm trying to like open and unlock the phone so I can unmute myself so I can talk back. And I couldn't, and they couldn't hear me. Of course, I was like muted, so they didn't hear me. So they started talking. They're like, well, I hope she's okay, blah, blah, blah. And I finally get on like, hey, y'all, yes. I think I'm about to miss my I think I'm about to miss my shuttle. Okay, go, go, go. So then all of this happens. I find my gate. I order another Uber. I sit there. I'm nervous. At this point, it is, what time is it? It's like 2:08, right? Again, in my mind, that email had said they were going to wait for 15 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to make it. Once I get in this Uber with this lady, which is funny because the third Uber that I called, if I remember the name correctly, I actually believe it was the first lady. It was the same lady that I called the first time. It was the same rider that I had, or driver that I had the first time. So we get in the car. She's cool. We start going. I see that I'm going to get there at 2:15. So I'm like, whew, let me check the email. I checked the email, and that email definitely said, it said 5 minutes. It said you can arrive 5 minutes early, and we will wait for you for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it is considered a no-show, and you will not be refunded. So I'm scrolling through the email, trying to find a WhatsApp number. I find a WhatsApp number. I open WhatsApp. On my temporary phone that doesn't have WhatsApp installed. So now I'm sitting waiting for it to install, and like, oh, do you want updates or like backup? And I'm like, I hit yes by default because it was there, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. This is going to take extra time. So I get on my WhatsApp and I send them a message. I'm like, hey, I hate when people text like this, and I realize that I did it later. I was like, hey, next message. I am, I don't know, 5 minutes away at this point. Next message. I had problems getting out of the airport. And then we get, like, we're almost there. Now we're like, and I'm like, I'm 4 minutes away, whatever. So I'm almost there, and then I get their message that came in that I didn't see before I texted. That was like, hey, we'll be there in 15 to 20 minutes. This was sent at 2:03. So I'm like, they're not even there yet. I'm gonna get there before them. And so when I get there, I was so relieved. But it was, I mean, for me, of course, because for them, they had been in traffic all day, accidents behind them, accidents in front. They can't move around, they can't do anything. But for me, I'm on time. I'm on time. I'm actually early. Love it. Love it. So I get to the spot. I'm waiting. There's other shuttles there, like other companies. Um, and then I text him again and I said, I'm here. And he was like, yeah, no worries. As I said, we're late, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, should I go get food? Because this is about to be a long ass ride. I ended up going. I didn't want the pickup location. I did not want that. It's a Denny's. And I think they choose a Denny's for reasons, right? Like it's right up the street. But I don't want to come to Costa Rica and my first meal is fucking Denny's. Ew. Ew. I don't want Denny's at home. So next door to that was a casino. But I went up there and this man was a bouncer and he had a metal detector. And I was like, do y'all have food? And he was like, yeah, it's inside. Do you want to go? And he was just like so ready to get me in there. And I was like, the vibes was just off. The vibes was off. And I'm like, well, I'm just looking around to see what else is available. I asked him about the restaurant over like through the trees. And he was like, yeah, it's good or whatever. So I went over there. I got an arepa con pollo. And then 5 minutes later, I'm still waiting on it. I'm like, okay, yeah, they cooking it fresh. They cooking everything right when you order it. 8 minutes. I bring my bag to the outside because like all of the doors are open. So it's just like breezy throughout the whole thing. But of course, it's more breezy outside. I'm looking, I like bring my bag. I run over to see if the shuttle's there yet. I check my WhatsApp. I'm like nervous at this point because I'm like, okay, I'm here. I got here early. I'm not about to miss it because I'm trying to get food. And then at some point, I checked my WhatsApp and I finally got a message. And the message said, are you here? And I'm right across. Like, I'm like, all I got to do is hop a curb. So I'm like, yes, I'm here. This is what I got on. This is what I'm carrying. Are y'all here at Denny's? And at that point, I went up to the lady at the front. I'm like, hey, my shuttle. I'm about to miss my shuttle. Like, is my food ready? She doesn't know what I'm saying. Of course, she only speaks Spanish. So I'm like, I pull up a picture of the Caribe shuttle and I point it and I was like, it's there. I gotta run. And she was like, oh. And she ran to the back. She didn't run to the back. She just like went to the window, right? And she was like, hey, like, where's that arepa con pollo? Like, where is it? And then they just pulled one up. And I'm like, y'all got me waiting and anxious. For what? For what? So yeah, grabbed it. It was like, thank you so much. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to wait. Like, I might need to just get my money back because I was telling her before. Gross. So I grabbed it, and then I grabbed my rolling bag, and I take off. So I'm like rolling it, and then I gotta pick it up to go up the steps real quick. And as soon as I am like walking out of their door, I see the Caribe shuttle pulling in, and I was like, ooh, bitch. Is this gonna go on YouTube? I don't know if I can say that. Anyway, y'all are right on time. We're right on time. Look at the time syncing up. So I run over. I see them rolling. I'm like, hey, it's me. And then they see me. The lady in the passenger seat waves. He pulls over. I get on the shuttle. Everything is gravy. That's the exciting part. Great. Whew, everything is good. I'm on the shuttle. I texted at some point my and send a voice note to like my coworkers to let everybody know, yes, I'm good. I didn't miss the shuttle. They actually were delayed, so I was early. And so yeah, there we go. It's only like me and one other girl for this first leg of the trip. And the guy was telling me about all the traffic. It was just a bad day. And the next guy, it was a terrible day. Because I had two legs of the trip, so we rode for maybe an hour, I don't know, and then switched shuttle. So I got off and got on another Caribe shuttle, and then with this new guy, he was very fun, very sweet. The other guy was calling me, "Hey, friend," and then at some point he goes to like this hotel. Oh my God, the way they drive, they just be hopping curbs. They in a shuttle hopping curbs. It's wild. Like running up directly up on somebody to do this. It's like the things that I cuss out Atlanta people for in my head or out loud, but in my car, is like it's just regular. Like, why are you riding them like that? It's just it's I could not watch. I was watching the side windows because that was wild to me. Both of them. They was just like run right up into somebody to do a little pivot. But anyway, so he pulls up into a hotel. He picks up another rider who was his daughter, I think. Yeah, who was his daughter, and it was just us three at that point. So this was the longest one. This was like, was it 5 hours? I think. We stopped. I slept. I didn't even know it was coming, but I passed out and I was gone. And then at one point, I woke up. First, I was just astounded by like the mountainous. Everything was mountains, and it was just so gorgeous. And I was like, "Ooh, is that the volcano?" I didn't say anything, but I started taking pictures and stuff. But the second leg of the ride, I woke up at some point, and it had started raining. And you know when you wake up and things might be a little foggy, and I'm like, "Ooh, it's hazy, it's raining." And then I open my eyes, and we're in the mountain, and it's like there's just the vegetation from both sides was so dense, and there's two sides of traffic, right? But like, and like sizable roads, not like Georgia mountains. I could actually drive here. But the vegetation from both sides was so dense. I woke up and it was raining too. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the rainforest. It was just so lush, and it was just I when I tell you I saw a leaf the size of my body, like bigger than me, like I could put this leaf around my body. Like I could put this leaf, one leaf, around my back and wrap it around and cover my. I was just like, I was so sleepy, but I was so excited and looking around at all the trees and all the different types of leaves and stuff just kind of poking out from the. It was just, oh, it was amazing to watch. Traffic was wild. We were at a standstill a lot of the time, and even when we were moving the other side that was going the opposite way, they were just sitting. So like I'm waking up like, oh my God, I want to see this, and then I'm passing back out. It did rain, but it was so nice. And then the next time I woke up, we were at a place to eat. And I was like, but I just had that arepa and I'm not very hungry. Like, but I probably should eat because there's not going to be anything to eat once I get to the location because it's so late. So I, we get out, everybody. I went to go look at what we had to eat. Look at what they had to eat. And I'll probably insert some clips here. But the spot was so cute. I walked in. Before we walked in, they have like bananas and onions and garlic and stuff like hanging in bunches all across the outside, like across from the roof. Not from the roof, but like from the top of like top beams. And it's just I was like, okay, so it's like cafeteria style. You go in, you grab a tray, you grab a plate, and you tell them what you want. I didn't know what I wanted because I didn't feel like I was hungry. I just knew I needed to eat. So what I ended up getting was some like some chicken and rice, and then I got like a salad, which I should eat that. And then I'll start looking at everybody else, and they later on down the line there was like rice and peas and oxtails, which I wasn't gonna eat oxtails anyway, but like, and then like different types of meat, but I had only looked at like two large sections, but there was so much more. And so now I'm sitting here looking like, wow, am I the white eating beige food? You know, and I'm just like, it looked good. It was the first thing that I saw. I got it. Um, and then I got one of the juices that was like, I mixed the orange because it looked really good. It might not like orange juice in this US, and then a mixed fruit. They also had like a pineapple ginger. They had a mango papaya. No, they had a papaya something else, but then they had a mango, and that's what I wanted, but they were out. But anyway, I got a drink and I sat down. Oh, and this is where I met. This is where I met this old black couple, this older black couple. Cause this is when I was getting ready to pay, and the lady told me the price, and she said five something, but I couldn't. I haven't figured out the money yet. I need to do that. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep listening to something about the money here. I haven't figured out the money yet. I do have the currency. I did exchange at the airport. It is colones. I know that there's like a decimal thing that happens, but I haven't figured it out. And then I saw, and also I'm asleep. Like I just woke up. I saw that they had card readers, so I was like, okay, is that in colones? Like whatever she told me, and she was like, no. And then I was like, y'all take cards? And she was like, yes, we take cards. And so I think that I can pay in colones with my card, but I didn't feel like dealing with all that right at that moment. But she then was telling me like, this is how much it is in USD, this is how much it is in colones. And then the couple was like, he just kind of jumped in, and he was like, and then the lady, his wife, had like passed me up because she was getting something different, and she was like, first he started talking to me, and then she started talking to me. She was like, baby, don't, if you have colones, pay in colones. Don't pay in USD. Just she didn't give me no information. She was just like, don't pay in USD. Just trust me. I'm like, I appreciate you. I feel like everybody says that, right? Like we know that, and she just need to say it again, cause I was about to do it for ease, right? Which is why I think most people do it. But anyway, so now that she just told me don't do it, he's telling me now, he's communicating for me. He asked her again, like, so how much is it in colones? And he said it to me in a way that I could understand, because I think the meal is 1,000, and that throws me off just because of the connections we've made to money. Meal is million to me. So it throws me off. So after she told him, he just told me, the price. I pulled it. I didn't have the exact money, so I pulled the closest bill that I had that was larger than that. And then my driver came up because he was watchful. He was a good dude. Then he came up and he like put his arm around me. He was like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're good." And then he helped me too, and I'm just like, thank you. I need everybody to calm down. Not that it wasn't helpful, but it was just like, I don't want it. This was a good situation. This was a good situation to be in this moment, in this environment. But I don't want to be seen like I don't know what I'm doing, because that makes me a target, I think. So anyway, he came up and I was like, yeah, we're good. And everybody was just making sure that I was I was doing the things right. The mama, I'm gonna just say that the mama told me how to do it. The daddy, she translated it basically, and then told me like what bills to give. And then my driver told me that I was gonna have change. So yeah, it was really sweet. He was kind. He sat, and then we went and sat down, like me and the driver and the other passengers, which also, like I said, are his daughter, and then another lady that he's been driving forever. Like he said that she's been living in Limon for 15 or 20 years. And she always takes him, and they just have a good rapport, and they had a sweet little relationship. He helps her in and out of the vehicle. It was just very sweet. So we all sat together to eat. The black couple sat next to us, and then he was talking with our driver, and then, you know, he was talking to me, and then he told his wife that where I was from, because he's also from here. And it was just a sweet moment. We sat, oh my good, that food though, it looked black, it looked beige, but that food was good. It was so good. That juice was delicious. And I started eating. I was like, I did not even realize how hungry I was. My driver said same. So yeah, great. Got back in, went back to sleep. And now we're here. And now I'm clean. And this is my little spot. It's very cute. I've taken a video of this spot like 3 different times, so I'm not going to do it right now. And I also am going to take it in the morning and the daytime to see what clip I like best that I'm going to put in here. But yeah, it has now been 1 hour that I've been talking. We're going to see how this turns out. I don't know if I put the whole thing up, but yay, I'm here. I'm about to go to sleep. I got here though, and I was like, oh my God, I need water, because I should have got water from somewhere. My water bottle's empty. I should have got some at the airport before I left. And I looked in the fridge, the mini fridge here, and there was water. Bam. So I drank that whole bottle of water. I have vitamins and stuff to take. Not vitamins, but like zinc and oil of oregano to make sure I'm good. And I didn't. I just drank that water straight. I just drank all of it. I don't even like cold water. I drank it all. And then the second bottle I'm going to use for coffee in the morning. So anyway, that was my day one. Well, not day one. That was my travel day. So I'm here. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'm going to wake up in Costa Rica in this gorgeous, I want to say villa, but it's not. Casita? I don't know. In this gorgeous location. I might take an outdoor shower because it's right there. And then I just want to see what it looks like in the day because it's so nice. And then I'm going to spend some time at the pool. Tomorrow is my rainforest massage day. There's also bike rentals. I don't know if I'm going to ride a bike or if I'm going to be Ubering or taxiing, but all right, that's my travel day. Peace.